Welcome to Leopard King Flicks, your number one online media platform. Welcome to Diaspora Solutions with Leopard. Hello everyone, I take this opportunity to welcome you all to Diaspora Solutions with Leopard King. As the name suggests, it is an array of solutions to a myriad of issues and challenges that I consider to be commonly facing my people who are in the diaspora. So whether you're living in the United States, you're living in the United Kingdom, the larger Europe of Germany, France, Australia, Poland, or if you are living probably in places like Dubai, Qatar, or the Gulf generally, I would like to share with you a few solutions to some of the problems I may have identified. So you'll ask yourself, so what do you know? Just what do you know? I have traveled around quite a bit, and within those opportunities of travel, there are certain challenges that I was able to isolate, and I believe that I can contribute to the solutions by, just highlighting what I think is a challenge or a problem and prescribing some form of solution. It doesn't mean that it works perfect, but for sure, it might just make a difference if you give it a chance. So I'll start by sharing one challenge at a time and prescribing solutions for them. And yeah, it's the 100 Diaspora Solutions by Leopard King. Welcome back. So let's dive right into it. The first challenge that I consider to be facing a lot of my people who are in the diaspora is loneliness. Now, let me try to explain my version of loneliness. It is not loneliness because you do not have friends around you or you do not have a sense of family or community around you. But the biggest form of loneliness is the disconnect with your African family, with your home family. A lot of the people who are back at home do not relate with their brothers, their sisters, and their parents who are abroad as people who also need to feel loved, need to feel appreciated, and need to feel a sense of family. The conversations most of the time are just transactional. It is about school fees, it is about the medical bills, it is about one need or another. Even that person who just traveled last week to the USA or to the UK to seek employment or to seek education, a lot of the people who begin interacting with them in a manner to suggest that immediately you land across the oceans and you're in the white man's land, there are opportunities just glaring at you and you start making money immediately. So within 2 weeks, within 1 month, people are already reaching out to you, seeking for your help, particularly financial help, but they will not have a conversation about you. They will not ask you, how are you doing? How are you coping? How is life? If you're vulnerable with them to tell them that you don't have this or you don't have that, they cut you out. They are not talking to you again. If you're not able to meet their financial issues, their school fees issues, their medical bills, their funeral issues, their arrears of house rent and what have you, if you're not able to come through for them, a lot of the family members and a lot of the friends back at home will cut you off, will no longer talk to you, probably will find something bad to say about you. And that is the kind of loneliness that I believe that my people in the diaspora face, and they need to find a way of dealing with that. Now, how do you deal with that? Number one, be truthful. Be truthful. Talk to your people. Let them know that life is not easy out there. Getting opportunities is not as easy. Let them know that you are struggling if you are. Let them know that should you be able to come through for them, you will, but they should understand that it will not always be that way. Talk to your people and make it normal to talk about yourself. So take the initiative to call your people, call your friends, call your relatives, and ask them, how are you doing? Normalize to regularly call them, And even if they talk about those financial bills, try to take it beyond. Try to take it beyond just money and transaction. Make sure you are forcing it to have real life conversations about you and them, heart to heart, way before you exchange monies. And even after you've exchanged monies, continue to engage with them about life. And if they appear uninterested, then you could as well cut off communications, both about money and about life. But make it important to have those conversations. Secondly, I think it is also important for you to just find a way. I know that people are generally busy, that they have very little time to socialize, very little time to have one-on-one kind of conversations. Families have difficulties even finding time to be together, even married couples. Sometimes they exchange children in the parking lot, where the spouse who's coming from home carries the children in the car to go to the wife's working place, so that the wife can pick the children from the parking lot and then he can drive forward and go to work. I know life is that difficult, but find that person. It could be a man, it could be a woman. It does not have to be a fiance. It doesn't have to be a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but just find that friend to whom you can be vulnerable, because otherwise, when you are down and you are lonely, you could be staring at causing yourself depression. Welcome back to Diaspora Solutions with Leopard King. So the second solution that I want to talk about has everything to do with the problem of a lack of self-care. So let me explain. People who travel abroad, they travel with the syndrome that the place they are going to is a very great place. It's a bright place. It's a place that is running with milk and honey. And they were part of the narrative that made it seem like money grows on trees. And so when it is fall time, money just falls on the streets for people to pick. And because you were part of that narrative when you were back in Africa, the moment people go to Europe or to the United States, one of the other challenges that they do is that they try to solve the first problem of loneliness by trying to find validation from the people at home. So let me explain this. When I talk about validation, is that everybody wants to feel appreciated, everybody wants to feel loved, everybody wants to find meaning in life and to contribute meaningfully to life. Everybody wants the society to look at them as somebody who is important, somebody who solves issues, who contributes to the well-being of community, somebody who is up there. They have something to celebrate about them. They have something great to be talked and to be discussed about them. And that's what I'm calling validation. Validation is the need. Validation is the need to feel admired. It is the need to feel celebrated. It is the need to feel that people look at you as somebody who is useful, who is contributing to the welfare of society, who is making a meaningful impact in life, somebody who is trying to leave a trail of legacy. And because the environment where they are may not necessarily be giving them the validation that they desire. So for example, if you are surrounded by people who are too busy with work that they are not available to have a heart-to-heart conversation with you, then you may start feeling the need to have other people validate you. Secondly, if you find yourself in an environment that is so toxic and probably racist, and you feel that the people around you do not appreciate you, do not admire you, and they do not speak kindly to you, they make you feel less about yourself, then the desire to be validated, to be admired, and to be appreciated by somebody else becomes so huge. And most often than not, that solution is found back at home in Africa. So people will work their ass off specifically so that they have money to give. They will work 2-3 jobs so that they have money, enough money to finance lifestyles of their relatives back at home, to finance actually over the age and lavish lifestyles of their relatives. They will try to take everybody to school. They will try to pay all the medical bills. They'll give all the pocket money. They'll do all the shopping for their brothers, their cousins, their families, and everybody in the community, which is not wrong, but it is at their own expense. So if you are not making enough money to give yourself a good life, why should you do a second and a third job, risking your own physical health, risking the wear and tear to your body, to your nerves and to your fibers? You don't sleep, you don't have a social life, you don't have time for holiday or for recreation. Instead, you are overworking yourself so that you may feel loved by somebody else. Now, I'll give you a quick biblical story. There's the story of the prodigal son. So a father who had two sons, and one son asked for his wealth and he went away with it. We know about the story. He went, used all of it. There was famine. He became needy. He came back home. But I want to talk about the young man who remained at home. The young man who remained at home was coming from the farm, and he had a lot of loud music and merry and people, eating and drinking. And he asked, what's going on here? And he was told that your brother came back and your father has slaughtered the fattest calf in his honor. So the guy refused to join the party, and when the father came to speak to him, he told the father that, Father, I have been slaving myself here for you. Those were his choice words. I have been slaving myself for you all these years, yet you have never slaughtered a goat, a kid for me and my friends to marry and have a party. Do you know what the father told him? The father told him that, my son, when I gave to your brother the other portion of inheritance, whatever else remained here was purely yours. And if you wanted to celebrate and marry with your friends, then you had all the permission to feast, to eat, and to spoil yourself with everything that there is here. Why? Because it was all yours in the first place. Now, that is what I'm talking about to my people in the diaspora. That a lot of us are working our fibers off, working our ass off, sweating, doing 2-3 jobs, not sleeping, not having a social life, not even building a family. Why? Because we are trying to please other people, the family members and the friends and the relatives and the community. We are trying to become Santa Claus and Father Christmas for everybody else, breaking our own backbones, breaking our own mental wellness, and just getting stressed and depressed. Why? Because we are seeking validation. We are seeking to be recognized. We are seeking to be appreciated. We are seeking to be admired as somebody who is great, who is doing magnificent things for others. We want to be called out. We want our names to be called out in greatness alongside Einstein, alongside Archimedes. That is not the way to go about life. Start to care about yourself. Start to love yourself. Start to celebrate yourself. Don't be like the other brother who never threw a feast, yet he had everything at his disposal. No. That money that you're working so hard for, help other people, but please make sure you help yourself. Make sure you have a party for yourself. Take a vacation. Spoil yourself. Call in your friends who are in the US. Call them. Call your friends from Minnesota. Call your friends from Massachusetts, in Kansas City. Call your friends in St. Louis, Missouri. Call your friends in Phoenix, Arizona, and have a party with them and have merry with them. Do something for yourself. Buy yourself some nice clothes. Do something for yourself. Go to a spa and spoil yourself. Go do that manicure. Go do that pedicure. Go and do that massage. Take yourself to a movie with a friend and celebrate your sweat. Don't just spend everything on other people except yourself. Thank you. I hope this helps, right? And this is Diaspora Solutions with Leopard King.
Welcome to Leopard King Flicks, your #1 online media platform.